When the Sports Authority went bankrupt last year, that was a sign of impending doom for most of the athletic apparel space, especially the parts of it that depend on brick-and-mortar retail. I bring this up because last month, Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy. And now we need to worry if the same thing might be happening all over again in the toy space. Even though Toys R Us had plenty of company-specific problems like a heinous balance sheet, the same was true of Sports Authority. The stocks of Hasbro and Mattel, the two big toy makers, got clobbered on the news. And Hasbro got slammed again today, the stock plummeting 8.6% after reporting its most recent results. What happened? This toy company, which has a fabulous relationship with Disney, where they make all the Star Wars and Marvel comics by toy merchandise, delivered some strong headline numbers, a 15-cent earnings beat off of $1.94 basis, higher than expected revenue, up 7% year over year. However, management gave much weaker than expected forecasts for the holiday season, thanks in large part to the collapse of Toys R Us and a weak economic environment in Brazil and the UK. But here's the thing. Hasbro's been a phenomenal long-term performer. Even here, down 26 points from its highs. Do you know the stock is still up for the year? Company has a terrific track record. So should we be worried, or do we need to view this pullback as a buying opportunity? Let's check in with Brian Goldner, the chairman and CEO of Hasbro, get a better sense of the quarter and where the company's headed. Mr. Goldner, welcome back to Mad Money.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
All right, so, Brian, this was a very tough quarter, but it had nothing to do with Hasbro. It seems like to me that literally, if you were to say that Toys R Us had a decent balance sheet, the conversation between you and me would be about what a blowout quarter Hasbro did have. Would you think that's right?
Well, we did have a very strong quarter. Revenues were up across all of our different regions, as well as all our brand categories. And our franchise brands grew tremendously. Our games business was up 22%. And what I said on the call was that had this happened, the Toys R Us bankruptcy earlier in the year, we could have made a cogent plan for the holidays. This just has to do with the fact that as we approach the holidays, 60 days away, that we need to go through a new plan and make a revised plan with the Toys R Us folks based on now having come to an agreement, and that we expect to do that, and that we could expect to see growth similar to this past quarter at 7%, but it might be a little more muted as we work through that plan.
Now, we know from what happened in Sports Authority, it's difficult to analogize because obviously Hasbro's the king, Sports Authority had a lot of different brands, that a lot of the inventory at Sports Authority ended up being online. It was Amazon, it was eBay. Can you control it all what Toys R Us is doing? I mean, I know that there was a problem with debt with them. I mean, it really seems like that Toys R Us is better off than Sports Authority, but I know some of the questions in the conference call were, what happens if Toys R Us just goes out of business?
Well, you know, Toys R Us has been a great partner for us and has grown, but we've also grown our retail footprint. We're making new and differentiated product that goes to a bigger retail footprint around the world, to value stores and dollar stores, to mass retail, and of course to omnichannel and online. We're disintermediating a lot of old buying decisions by online and new price points and innovation in our product line. So what we see is a growing retail environment, and certainly long-term, 2018 and beyond, we don't see this persisting as an issue.
Okay, now, I think it colored some of the analysts. They got negative. I mean, My Little Pony, to me, seemed a pretty significant success and also a blueprint for going forward. $40 million isn't so bad. Tell us about that initiative.
Yeah, our idea is to continue to tell stories around our brand. So My Little Pony, we tell lots of stories in television. We produced our first animated feature film for a nominal amount of money. We then distributed that through Lionsgate, and the movie has performed quite well. It's reinvigorated our fan base. It's invited new fans into the brand. Our consumer products business is up. Our toy and game business is up. And we are seeing a really good box office, and we'll go through all the different waterfalls. Home entertainment is a new category for us, and it's a category that's really been growing across the industry. We've seen how other major studios, home entertainment windows are more powerful for the toy and game business, and we believe that that'll be true for our business. So nominal investments in storytelling in partnership with great big studios that help to invest with us.
Well, let's talk about that because the other one was completely obscured. I mean, here we've got an amazing Star Wars program coming up. It's boosting Disney stock even in the face of ESPN, but somehow the Toys R Us thing overshadowed that too. The slate looks great for you.
Yeah, the slate does look great. We have a great movie coming, The Last Jedi, which we're very excited about. That should have a big impact even going into 2018. We saw that with The Force Awakens. And then next year we have a number of great Marvel films that begins with the Black Panther in February and an Avengers film that comes in May, a Han Solo movie that comes in May. and then our own Bumblebee movie, Transformers Bumblebee, that comes next holiday. So we're going from strength to strength. We feel like the lineup for 2018 is stronger than the lineup in 2017, and we're very excited about our prospects. We've continued to grow ahead of the industry over the last couple of years, year to date, and we believe long-term we can continue to perform at this level.
I was surprised. UK, I guess that's Brexit, Brazil, these turn out to be bigger markets. I didn't realize they could have that sort of impact. Can they get better within this time frame we're discussing?
Yeah, I think they'll get better over the next year or two. I think people need clarity around Brexit. Clearly, consumer spending's been impacted, and the industry overall is down a bit. In Brazil, same thing, social unrest and some economic situations that have definitely impacted our business. But again, long-term, we've been able to grow those markets. They're important markets for us. But we've also grown in Europe overall, grew 3%. We grew in Latin America 13%, in Asia-Pacific 17%. And we grew in the emerging markets 8% this past quarter. We've continued to have a very strong track record in growing in around all our regions. And of course, the U.S. business grew appreciably as well. So again, strength to strength around the world.
I just want to turn to Toys R Us because I know so many people were concerned about it. There was a moment in the conference call where you said the near-term impact of Toys R Us is disruptive, and we paused shipments for a short period as we gained clarity on the situation. Could that be, that surprised me because it seems like that Toys R Us, it was kind of disorganized from their part. I mean, did you have any notice that they were going to do this?
No, we didn't know that it was going to happen. And obviously, when you first hear about this, you take a few days off. We wanted to understand exactly what the impact might be. It's taken us a month to get a plan together and a new agreement with them, which we've signed just a few days ago. So we wanted to be very clear that we are making a new plan with them. We are shipping them. They are partnering with us. We are partnering with them. We believe that we can grow together. But again, we had to relook at our plan for the rest of the year, given how close we are to the holidays and how important these months are to our business.
All right, that's excellent. Brian Goldner is the chairman and CEO of Hasbro. It's been a remarkable performer. The problems this quarter are certainly not theirs because things look pretty darn good. Thank you so much, sir. Hasbro, an amazing performer over time. Let's give it that credit. Stay with Cramer. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.